What's up, everyone? Welcome to Spartan Apex Systems. My name's Aryan. Today, I'm going to be covering the myth behind Wall Street, why I think everybody who works a 9 to 5 job or makes money somehow should be in control of their own wealth creation. Wall Street kind of says a lot of times, give me your money, let me manage it for you. And they push to the media that investing in the stock market is super complicated and not everybody can do it. I think that's a total lie. It's really not that hard. You do have to be smart, and I think the most important quality is patience, but that doesn't mean that you should give your give your chance of financial freedom to somebody else. You make your money, you should be in control of your money. I'll explain why here in a second, but this is what I strongly believe. So here you can see, so first of all, I know a lot of you guys know what the stock market is, what companies are, but just for whoever is not aware of what the stock market is. So this right here is called the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is the top 500 leading companies in the US, all as a whole. So if you put all 500 companies and sandwich them into one stock, that's what the S&P 500 is. So when you're giving your money to JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, any investment bank or wealth management firm, what they're doing essentially is putting your money into this, the S&P 500, all the companies. What that does to your money is it makes it diluted, meaning you're not going to see a 2x or 3x gain, like two times your money, three times your money, probably ever, because this is all 500 companies. There's no way that every company in America is going to grow by two times what they already are. There's just no way. So I'm a big believer in choosing your own companies. And I just want to quote Warren Buffett real quick. He makes an analogy that with whatever money you earn, you have 10 punch cards, right? So for your whole life, you only have 10 times that you can pick a stock. So if you only have 10 times, you want to make sure each time you're buying or picking a stock, you're correct. Like you want to be very careful about which stock you're picking because you only have 10. And I think that's a great mindset behind investing in the markets because you want to be strongly convicted of whatever company you're buying. So I'll give you a basic example. So today it's 2025, almost 2026. Everybody knows that the US and people are heading towards AI or computers or technology or anything in that kind of field, right? So in my opinion, you're better off picking companies related to technology, to AI, to semiconductors, anything that computers need. I think you're better off picking those companies over picking the entire US market as a whole because you're going to see better returns in just technology. Because logically, that's where we're headed. The stock market is a very logical platform. It's really not that complicated. And that's why I find it a little bit disturbing that Wall Street makes you think it's super complicated when it's really not. It's not that hard. So, in my opinion, you should be able to pick, you should be able to have only the amount of stocks that you can count on your hand. So, I have five fingers on my hand. I should only be able to have five stocks. You hold five max. And for each stock you pick, you should have a strong reason of why you want to pick the stock. Yes, you have to do research and you have to figure out why is this company going to win in the future? What's so great about them? What advantage do they have? But when you do that and you pick a company that has an advantage or you think is going to succeed, you're going to see returns greater than 10 or 15%. That's when you pick an individual company, that's when you see returns of like 25%, 30%, 40. this is not me bragging at all or anything, but I've had years where I'm making over 120% returns in a year. I have some friends who are worth a couple $1 million. They do like 250, 300% a year. And I'm not saying that's going to be super reliable or super consistent. Like you may or may not do that every single year, but you can almost guarantee that if you pick your own stocks and they're the right companies, you can do like 60, 50, 60% every year. And that certainly beats your market average of 10 to 15%. So that's just a simple, like high level breakdown of my belief system. So what are some of the stocks that I hold? What I hold is, like I said, I believe that we're going towards technology, AI, all these things. So what makes technology run? What powers AI? What powers AI is electricity. It takes power to have your ChatGPT cook up a 5-page essay for you, or it takes power for Google Gemini to make you a picture. All these things require power and electricity. So I invest in the data centers that build electricity, basically like warehouses almost, like huge plots of land that generate electricity for bigger companies to use. They pretty much buy the electricity. So some of the stocks that I pick, once again, I'm just going to make clear that this is not financial advice, but it really can help you a lot if you listen to what I say. So here we have Iron Limited stock. They are building data centers left and right as fast as they possibly can. And they just struck a deal with Microsoft for multi-billions of dollars because they have the electricity that Microsoft needs for everything. You need electricity, they provide it. Electricity today is the bottleneck of the technological revolution. So this is a great company. Now you're looking at it and it's all red. It's like, oh my God, what's going on? When you pick stocks, it it really is important that you pick a stock that you believe in because individual stocks go up and down a little bit more than the market as a whole. So this company, yes, okay, today they're down 2.2%. Okay, whatever. But let's look at their 6 month, right? In 6 months, right here, they went up 157%. So this is, I'm not saying buy this company just because they went up 157%. I'm saying buy this company because they have the electricity and the team to make a monopoly on power for bigger companies to use. So they're in a really good position to keep building data centers. Their CEO is awesome. I've watched some podcasts about him. That's what I mean when I say do research about whatever stocks you hold. You need to know why you like this company and you will be financially rewarded for it. Another one I like is Tesla. Before you just spend your money on Tesla stock, you should watch a shareholder meeting from Elon Musk or listen to like what are they building? What are they doing over the next 5 years? Next year, they're releasing 100, it was maybe it was either 100,000 or a million humanoid robots called Optimus. You can see this on YouTube if you go to Tesla shareholder meeting, there's Optimus robots on the side of the room just literally dancing. Like a humanoid robot is a massive new invention, almost as innovative as the iPhone. Like a humanoid robot in 20 years, I think people are going to have humanoid robots in their houses doing their laundry, cooking for your grandkids, whatever you want. But Tesla is another good company to buy because that's where the future is heading. So why would you put your money into the S&P 500 where you have all 500 companies as opposed to putting in just Tesla where you know that in the long term they're going to do well and they're going to keep innovating and keep increasing the stock price. So today they're down 3%. In the last 6 months, they're up 47% right here. I wish this would update. Oh well. 47%. That beats your S&P 500 by 3 times. And I just think it's a no-brainer. Like I really don't understand why people just invest in the S&P. Okay, you get 10% and then maybe in 45 years you have a couple million because it's like stable, whatever. By the time you get that money, you're like 65 and old and you can't do anything with it. Like you're not going to travel to Mount Kilimanjaro when you're 75. So it makes no sense. You want to make money when you're young. You want to invest it correctly. These I think are pretty I personally believe it's common sense. I think it is common sense. I think everybody should follow suit and be in charge of your own wealth. Um, so this all sounds good and all, but where are the mistakes that people make? And I've seen this firsthand. I manage some other people's money. I run a couple 401ks or IRAs for some people that I know and love. And I've seen these same people make big mistakes. Because when you're holding, the stock market goes up and down, right? Some days you'll be up 3%, some days you'll be down 2%, some months you'll be down 10, 15%, you know? So it requires patience to not get scared when the market goes down. This is a huge point. Like really pay attention to this. When the stock market goes down, if you're holding good companies that you strongly believe in, do not get scared and sell. Sell all your shares. It's like, oh my God, this company's down 10%. I'm at a loss of $20,000. Let me sell and minimize my loss. I don't think that's a good idea because the stock market is volatile. Like when you press that sell button, you are making sure that you just lost $20,000. If you can be patient and have some mental fortitude and wait for for the stock market to rebound or bounce back up, you'll be rewarded for that. You're not losing 20,000. You could be up a couple more thousand if you just wait a few months. So don't panic sell. When everything is red, you don't want to sell. Honestly, when everything is red and everybody's scared out of their minds, that's kind of the best time to buy. You want to do pretty much the opposite of what everyone else is doing. So if you live in like an average neighborhood and your neighbors are like, "Oh my God, the stock market is down 10%. I'm gonna sell all my shares." You want to be thinking buy, 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 buy. Do the opposite of the crowd. So this topic kind of leans into long-term investing. So personally, I don't think anybody can predict where the market's going to go. I don't think anybody knows if it's going to go up or down tomorrow or next month or 2 months. But I think you can predict where it's going to go in a year or 2 years or 5 years. You know, when you play the game in a 3 to 5 year span, your odds of success increase dramatically because 5 years kind of it levels out those short-term market gyrations. Like you're up 1 month, down the next month, up 1 month, down the next month. But if you keep going like in these waves over 5 years, you can see this growth. Like yes, there are some months when you're down and there's some months when you're up, but if you play the long-term game, the American economy is going to keep growing over the next 5 years. There's so many innovative companies out there. You want to profit off of them. It's a real way to escape the rat race if you want to, or generate real wealth to where you're free. Like you can travel, hang out with your kids all day. I've been doing this for like 5 or 6 years, and winning in the stock market has not been super difficult because I'm willing to wait a couple years and buy good companies that I believe in. And then when I'm at that point and I feel like I have good gain in these things, in these companies, I sell out that money or I sell the stock that I have at a gain. And then I put that money and I pivot it into another business, which will buy me a passive income stream. That's a little bit more in depth. I'll put that in another video, but you want to keep recycling your money into making more money. Like you don't want to take your gain from the stock market and then go buy a $50,000 car. That's just not smart. You want to take that $50,000 and go buy a business with it that's going to make you another 1,000, 2,000 every month. And you keep recycling and keep doing that over and over, and you will be able to replace your income when you're smart with your money and you're patient and you know what you're doing. don't leave your financial freedom into the hands of some Wall Street guy who really doesn't know you or care about you. It's not logical, in my opinion. Do some research. I'll give you my five stocks if you want to take a look at them. They are, so one of them is Tesla. I explained why. I think self-driving, Tesla has the best self-driving system. That is going to be the future. I don't like driving on the highway. It freaks me out. I would much rather have a car that drives me and is safe. It's proven safer than human driving, so I'm all for it. I think Tesla is extremely innovative. They're a great company to buy. I talked about Iron. They're making data centers. Cypher is a similar stock as Iron. They also have data centers and are providing electricity. They signed a deal with Google, I think a couple months ago. Bitcoin is for probably another video. I like Palantir a lot because they're, a military company, intelligence. The American military is the strongest in the world. You definitely want to be invested in them. And like you see this, like, okay, today we're down 2%, 2.4%, whatever. Look at the 6 months or the year to date. If you put all your money into Palantir and you waited 1 year, you would make 141% on your money. But if you go back to the S&P 500 and you put all your money into the S&P and you waited 1 year, you're looking at 17%. That's like laughable. I just don't understand why you do that. Makes no sense. So like I said, I only have a few stocks that I hold and I'm strongly convicted for it. And that's another reason why, real quick, I feel like this is worth mentioning because this is a great learning lesson. So here we're looking at, I entered Iron around, this is like a vulnerable topic because I was in charge of other people's money at this time. And I'm in these companies myself. I won't do for anyone else what I won't do for myself. So I entered around here, 30, 33, 34, right? Then you see a ride to around 72, which is a 2x. That's you made two times your money in what? 2 months? September, August 29th to October 14th. So like 2.5 months, maybe three, whatever. You 2x your money in 3 months. Here though, what I should have done is taken my gains. I do believe in this company a lot. I believe it's going to go higher than $70. But when something goes up so aggressively, it can't sustain that level of aggression. So it's best to take some gain there and then sit on your money for a little bit, wait for the market to balance down again. Like here, it came down a lot. It came down aggressively because it went up aggressively. Now, I'm not scared. I'm not going to sell all my stock because I believe in this company. The stock price action, whatever happens in a day, in a month, in a few weeks, it doesn't matter to me because I know that this company is going to succeed over the next 2 to 3 years. So a week down, a month down, doesn't matter. I'm looking at the two-year time horizon, 3 year time horizon, and we'll see. Like in 3 months, you could have 2x your money. So I gave you my stock picks. This is kind of just an overview of the stock market, how I believe you should think about the stock market. I think there's a lot of important topics that I covered in here. I hope you guys listen to some of them and, do your own thinking. Again, this is not financial advice. I'd love to hear, your kind of your rebuttals in the comments. If you don't believe in what I'm saying, like tell me why. I'd love to hear your perspective. I'm a firm believer in this type of investing, but everybody's different. So this does require patience and high conviction. Like you can't get scared and you can't get greedy, but it's a good way to make some serious wealth and potentially retire from your job, buy yourself some more freedom if you want that. So, yeah, once again, thanks for listening. Please leave a comment down below. Check out we have a platform that kind of helps people escape from being a corporate, like if they don't like their corporate job or they're not happy, we help them escape from that, replace their income from their job by just being smart with your money and getting more disciplined and Journaling helps a lot, meditating helps a lot. It makes you stay focused and calm and think and learn at a higher rate than if you're not doing those things. So we have a platform that, systemizes these habits and will really help you long term. And then on our platform, we have a network of, I think we have like 10 members right now. All these people are successful, they're entrepreneurs, they're serious about their wealth and their money and their life. You only have one life, so it's best to be serious and take it, do your best and operate at the highest level that you can. All the people on our platform are doing that right now. If you want access, comment something down below. I'll shoot it over to you. And then, we can take it from there. But anyways, thanks again for listening. I know it was long. Hopefully you took away a key concept or two. Thanks a lot.